there's other confirmations I've had. Like yesterday, on the way to the post office, I saw, and during the song "Slide" by Goo Goo Dolls, where it's like, "Want to get married," and by the way, when I heard "Want to get married," that part, I saw 777, and that's one of our confirmation numbers in 717. I haven't seen those numbers so much like I do now. Like, those are, like I said, those are confirmation that we're made for each other, meant for each other, or whatever. And the other, like last weekish, like these confirmations, these signs are getting like specific. Whereas like my last week or whatever it was, I think it was like last week, I'm driving and the Mariah Carey song "We Belong Together" was on, and like I'm driving and "We belong together," and I see 777. I'm like, oh my god, these are specific as hell. I think I said that already. Yeah, but so that like a few days ago with that BPD split episode thing, still learning the terms, when everything, like I did cry and then by myself afterwards, but I cried in his chest, laying on his chest at night, silently. He knows, but he just holds me, and then that's happened one other time before. And it's crazy because I was super vulnerable with him in the beginning of us more than friends, especially because my brother had just passed. So like I literally freaking sobbed on the phone once, and then like literally when the first time I met him, came up here to meet him, like the first or second, or like it was like just a few days in. There's a lot of planes out here. It's kind of cool, but the few days in, I was like literally sobbing, bawling my eyes out in his arms. He said he didn't cry, but I think that he did. It was like tearing up. He was shaking. It's like, I don't know. I don't know. See what I'm saying? Like being this vulnerable. It's necessary. Like my heart just doesn't close. I can't close it. It's not possible, which is good. Like you don't need, it's brave to have an open heart. You need to have an open heart in this world, but it's fucking terrifying and literally is brave. But back to the other night, like I did cry later that night, and then the next day I did some, and I was upset because I was like and I'd be talking to my one of my close friends, one of my best friends about it. She's the one I need to listen to the voice clip. But I talked to her about it, and it's just like my inner teen and my inner young adult, the one I couldn't connect to her for a while because it's like it's hard. She's very angry, very fucking angry. She was, not as much now, that inner part of me, because I was just sitting on the couch like she's gonna ruin this. And then I'm just like talking to my inner self, the one that's like, the higher self part or whatever, the future, whatever you want to call it. Like the one that's like sane, no, healed more or whatever. Like, what do I do? How do I? Just like, well, that's the part of you. That's a part of you that needs more. That's like hardest to love and needs the most love. So you just show her love. And I was like, okay. And when my partner left for work later after that, and in the bathroom, and then I'd cry, and then, but I was like, then I do that. I would be like telling that part of me, that inner teen, inner young adult, like, you deserve love. It's not your fault. And then like we just like cry in each other's arms. And the healing is crazy. It sounds crazy because it is kind of crazy, but it works. It helps. It helped a lot. I don't feel her as angry. So it's like you can finally heal now. You did it like the inner child is a lot easier for me because I've already that one's made the connection. We play a lot. We go to these parks. We just do whatever, whatever. Obviously, I can't give her everything, and she understands. She might not at first, and sometimes might be a little pushy about it. But most parts, she can understand. But it's a lot easier. But the inner teen, and she didn't deserve that shit at all. It was horrible. My ex-stepmother was a fucking terrible bitch. Terrible person. No offense, but I hope it haunts her ass. But, like, you know what? It's not my problem anymore. She doesn't talk to me, thank God. She's out of my fucking life and my dad's. But yeah, it's been a fun time, but I'm healing pretty well. I'm healing pretty good. I might actually consider getting a therapist. I might do that, possibly, maybe. Sometimes it feels like super intense, like I really need one, but I don't know, like my friend, it's funny because I was gonna ask her for the link that she found her therapist through again, and she like sent it that day, like the next day. I'm like, oh my God, I need this. I was about to ask you for it. Cause like me talking about myself, you're just here, like you type in what you need help with, and you'll find a good one. You'll find one. I don't know if I saved it. I need to just open the damn thing on my browser and save it, bookmark it instead to make sure I don't lose it. But yeah, I'm here. And it's good that I moved here. 8 hours away from all that. 8 hours away from, like, none of my past toxic whatever exes, whatever, none of them know where I live. None of them. Of course, my kids' dads do, because I had to tell them, because we have kids together. I don't think my son's dad is gonna let him ever come visit here, which is kind of shitty. He's 16, he should be allowed to. But, I don't know, it's because I wanted to get him for, like, he wanted to come here for Christmas, and I would have liked that, but also it was kind of short notice. But I remember when I was like, I don't think he's talking to me, but he did. He's talking to me now. He talks. I don't know. Which I understand if he didn't want to. I'm glad that he does. I know my kids have. I just hope they understand someday. And I finally mailed yesterday Diana's, my oldest daughter's stuff that I made a few months ago.